Hello sports shooters, wildlife lurkers, and well, people who accidentally clicked on this video thinking it was about Marvel movies. It's not. Today we're discussing a rumor. Just a rumor. The Canon RF's 300 to 600f 5.6L. It comes from an article from CanonRumors, which I'll link in the description. And because it's a rumor, remember, it might be true. It might be false. Or it might be just Canon trolling us all from a hot tub in Japan. So the article suggests that Canon could release a big wide zoom, 300 to 600mm, constant f5.6, L series build, image stabilization, the works. It's supposed to be lighter and cheaper than the 600mm prime, which usually costs the same as a second-hand family car. No price was mentioned, but apparently it'll be well under 10 grand. And by well under, well, that probably means still enough to trigger an argument with your wife. Canon has filed patents for lenses like this before, but patents are basically Canon's diary entries. Dear diary, today I imagine a 300-600mm lens, then I imagine an ice cream machine. It doesn't mean they will ever actually build this one. The article also says that Canon shelved the 200-500 f4 zoom, and this might be its replacement. So again, rumors. If you hate spoilers, maybe don't watch videos like this, don't read Canon rumors, and don't hang around in rumor forums. Just sit quietly in a room until Canon shows up at your door with a finished product. A constant f5.6 is slower than the 2.8 and f4 lenses that pros actually use. Sigma already makes the 300-600 f4, but it weighs nearly 9 pounds, roughly the same as a medium-sized raccoon. Canon's version is rumored to be lighter, maybe 5 or 6 pounds, so it's still heavy, but you might be able to hold it for more than 3 minutes before your arms fall off. Some people online are upset that Canon won't just hand them an f4 super telephoto zoom for about 3.5 grand or 12,000, depending how bricked their piggy bank is, because obviously Canon should just design pro lenses to match the budgets of people who last bought a kit lens in 2009. Tragic, I know. But here's the question that nobody's really asking. Who is this lens for? In sports, this focal range is peculiar, to say the least. At 300mm, you're already too tight for close action. At 600mm, you're catching one defender on the far end of the pitch and missing the other 21 players. If I needed one lens to cover an entire match, this wouldn't be it. If you're on a budget, 7200 works for closer action. The 100-300 f2.8 makes perfect sense for a lens-only scenario. Even the 200-400 with a teleconverter feels logical, but 300-600, it's like buying binoculars when you really need is just glasses. So to me, this is a second body lens, a very expensive one. You already got the 7200 or a 100-300 on one camera, and on the other shoulder you've got this thing for distant action, kind of like a sidekick. But remember, sidekicks rarely save the day. Nobody remembers the goals that Robin scored, only Batman's. Maybe it makes more sense for niche sports, hurling, Gaelic football, cricket, all in giant stadiums. Maybe motorsports where the cars are so far away they're technically in another time zone. Baseball, maybe, where you're photographing the outfielder looking lonely. Or maybe it's secretly not for sports at all, but for birders who enjoy cosplaying as sports shooters. So the Canon RF 300-600 f5.6, it may or may not exist. If it does exist, it may or may not be useful. And if it is useful, it may or may not be worth the thousands of dollars Canon will definitely ask for it. Until then, don't get too excited, it's just a rumor. And if you don't like spoilers, don't blame me, I'm only the messenger. And finally, don't forget to like and subscribe, because unlike Canon rumors, those are real. And honestly, how else are you gonna find more useless videos like this one again? Subscribing is basically the only responsible thing that you can do as an adult. Some people save for retirement, others invest in property, but you can click that little red button and pretend that it means something. And who knows, maybe if enough people subscribe, Canon will see this video, panic, and decide to actually release the 300-600 f5.6 just to shut us up. Imagine it. Your one click could be the butterfly wing that makes Canon finally build the lens that none of us really asked for. So do it for the algorithm, for the future of sports photography, and for the dream that one day a rumor on the internet might actually come true.